So Turkey Al Sheikh and the Saudis, they are now branching out. They are going to be doing their first show in America as part of Riyadh season. So this will be, I believe, the first show outside of Saudi. We're hearing talk there's going to be one in the UK come September. I would imagine that's probably because Joshua was talking about fighting in September. I'd imagine that would be him headlining. But now we have the first show in the United States, and it's a good one. It's a really good show. Andy Cruz, and this is obviously not the main event, this is just in the order. Andy Cruz versus Antonio Moran. I think that's how you say it, Moran. Dave Morrell versus Kaladzes. I think it's how you say that guy's name. The guy fought Beterbiev a couple of years ago. Isaac Cruz versus Jose Venezuela. Andy Ruiz versus Big Farmer Miller. It's a good fight. The Battle of the Fat Boys. Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus Tim Tszyu, and Terence Crawford, Israil Madimov as the main event. Terence Crawford will challenge him for the WBA 154-pound title. I've heard rumours the WBO interim title will also be on the line. That's just it's there, but the main one is the WBA title. So this will mean Crawford, if he wins, 4-division world champion, looking to make a run at 154 pounds. Lads, this card is amazing. What I want to point out, right, this has, so Terence Crawford, is he with Matchroom? Is he just, who is he with? We know Andy Cruz is Matchroom. Andy Ruiz and Jarrell Miller, don't know who Miller's with. Andy Ruiz was with PBC, don't know who he's with now. Ortiz is definitely with Golden Boy. Tim Tszyu is supposed to be with PBC. I'm hearing rumours, and again, these are just rumours, nothing confirmed, that Amazon and, because remember, Amazon and PBC only did a deal at the end of last year to start shows this year. The rumour mill is that after Frank Martin versus Tank Davis, that deal is gone. It ain't looking good for PBC. I don't really know to what end they're associated with this fight, because obviously if you look at it, you're seeing Isaac Cruz, you're seeing Andy Ruiz, you're seeing Tim Tszyu, Terence Crawford, although Terence Crawford's never really associated that much with PBC over the years, but you're seeing a lot of names who you would associate Dave Morrell with PBC. They're now going to be fighting on this show, which has, it certainly has some Golden Boys, some Matchroom fighters on it, so it's a little bit of everything. Is PBC really a sinking ship? There's rumours that Gary Anton Russell is looking to leave PBC. There's a lot of rumours that they're not in a good place. And listen, I like variety. I do. I like that because it means that other fighters have other areas, other options. If they want to leave promoter, they can go here, they can go there. But when you look at PBC, it started out so strong back in the day, about a decade ago. And lately, I want to say really since probably about 2018, 2019, it's really been not good. Now, the cards have been good. The BBC shows, they have been very, very good. But they've been few and far between. Fighters have been inactive. This whole crossing the street thing I didn't really like. I remember in 2019, they shamelessly decided that, okay, PBC are not going to recognise the WBO title as do you remember that? They were saying we're not, because Crawford obviously had it. And they were saying we're not going to recognise this as a legit world title, even though some of their fighters had WBO titles, like Andy Ruiz at the time. And it's like, why are you paying sanction fees then if you don't recognise it? So PBC, it looks like they really are in a spot of bother. Maybe they'd be willing to do a deal and work with the Saudis. I don't know. But we don't know where we stand with them. But in terms of the card itself, I mean, listen. Pitbull, he is a star in the making, I think. He's not quite a star, but he's a star in the making. Miller versus Ruiz is a main event fight. That's a main event on any given show. As is Virgil Ortiz versus Tim Tszyu, Terence Crawford, Israil Madimov. I mean, say no more. It's a brilliant show. I'm delighted with it. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to August the 3rd. I wonder would they be... See, I'm just wondering, would the Saudis be kind and would they do it? Would they do it UK time? Because the way, like in Saudi, obviously, we're very lucky over here in the UK. We get them at a good time. We get them at basically a normal time, maybe a little bit later, but we roughly get them the same time we'd always get the shows over here. Whereas in the States, obviously, it's not the easiest. Certainly, I don't... For me, it's easy if you don't... I could stay up till 3 or 4 in the morning if it's just a spur of the moment. Yeah, let's go watch something on TV thing. But if you're doing it because you kind of have to, it's not the easiest. I don't stay up all night as much as I used to. But, it's one of the prices you pay living on this side of the pond. I wonder, will they do something? Will they do it at a good time for everyone? So it's good time US time, good time UK time. I don't know. But I'm glad to see they're expanding out. This is a really, really good show. I'm really looking forward to this one. Ortiz versus Zoo. That's really the fight that, Miller versus Andy Ruiz. I like that fight too, but there's something about Ortiz versus Zoo. I love that fight. I've said this several times. I've rated Virgil Ortiz very highly over the last few years. It's been tough seeing how bad I wasn't say bad, but the issues he's had at 147 pounds, trying to make that weight and pull outs and stuff like that. If he's a full healthy, and he seems to be better at 154, certainly more healthy. If we are getting a Virgil Ortiz firing on all cylinders, then he wins this fight, in my opinion. I like Tim Tszyu. I think he's a good fighter, but I think Virgil Ortiz is a exceptional talent. I've said that for a while about him. So that's the one that I look at and I'm really like, yeah, Virgil Ortiz, Tim Tszyu. That's the one I really want. I think every show the Saudis do, take the main event out of the equation. There's always an undercard fight that you look at and think, I like that one. That's one I'm really looking at. And that right there has to be it. Tim Tszyu versus Virgil. I love that fight. I absolutely love that fight. It's a great card. And, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Saudis are going to do in the UK. I'm looking forward to see what they're because Turki Al Sheikh has been saying he's in this boxing game for the long haul, which is a really, really good thing. I'm really happy about that. So, look, long may these cards last. I'm happy that we get to see names that you wouldn't really expect to see on other cards. I mean, I wouldn't expect to see Tim Tszyu on the same card or fight, certainly not even on the same card, much less fighting Virgil Ortiz. I wouldn't expect to see the standard, well, let's say the standard, but the names of heavyweights like Miller and Andy Ruiz fighting on an undercard, fighting each other at that, without the Saudis being involved. So if they're in it for the long game, I think we've a potential to make more stars, because I think that we're going to get these bigger fights made, and it might actually show fighters that, look, a loss isn't the end of the world. You have fighters like Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang both coming off the back of a loss, and they're fighting, possibly they'll be the co-main event on the June 1st show. Did a loss really impact both guys? Not really. They're going to make good money, and they're going to have a chance to come back from that loss. So I'm wondering, looking at these shows and seeing how the Saudis are being involved in the way they're doing things, and obviously moving forward, will it mean that fighters are more willing, certainly I'm sure for any amount of money, to be willing to do anything in terms of getting in the ring, but are they be more willing to put their own on the line, knowing that, look, if I give a good account of myself, I'm coming back and I can have another bite at the cherry. I've always said we're moving away from that protect the O at all costs. There are some dinosaurs knocking around like Tyson Fury who want to protect that at all cost. I think we're moving out of that now, and I think now we're coming to a stage where it's just, even in defeat, you give a good account of yourself, you can come again. And they look at people like Joseph Parker, for God's sakes, and see what he's done. So, Anthony Joshua, look what they're doing. So I hope that with the Saudis' involvement, we're moving away from that, and I think we will be. But this card is what we have now for August the 3rd. I love it. It's a great card. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button if you could. Subscribe, of course, as always, if you haven't already. Peace.